Today's video is jam-packed. We are heading to the islands of Hawaii. We're going to go over everything from a little bit about the fires in Hawaii, the recent fires. We got a couple Sasquatch encounters we're going to share. We're going to talk about giants. We're going to talk about the mini huni and all kinds of different things from Hawaii. We're going to call up a Hawaii local. He's going to tell us his Sasquatch encounter, as well as a bit about the fires, what he's seen and knows about those. In this video, I did a collaboration with another channel called Paranormal. If you guys are into scary stories, campfire stories, ghost stories, stuff like that, just scary, real, true stories, check out Paranormal. Head to his channel after this video and subscribe. Help him out. Help him get to that 1,000 subscribers so he can get his channel monetized. If you guys are ever heard of Mr. Nightmare, it's a very similar storytelling channel. Okay, let's dive right into these encounters. This is encounter number 1.
Rob Carlson was a military brat who grew up in the Schofield Barracks. He graduated from Lelehua High School and attended the University of Hawaii. In a personal story that he recorded in 1973, he described his own encounters with the Hawaiian Bigfoot. One night, he had gone to the river in Whitmore Village by the Wahiawa Mountains with his friends to catch catfish. They laid traps in the river for about an hour, intending to come back in the morning to gather up the fish. As they were busy putting in their traps, they heard a blood-curdling scream. It sounded like a wild man at first, like just screaming in the bushes next to us. I thought at first it was a joke by one of our friends, but we were all standing there with a blank expression on our faces. The screaming was right in the bushes. We all just looked at each other, then we ran like hell up the side of the embankment. We just ran, completely panicked. As they got to the top of the hill, running down a little trail, they came to a curve in the path. As they entered the curve, they all stopped, dead in their tracks. An 8-foot-tall man was walking down the trail, heading right towards them. He was naked, except for a cloth around his waist. I tell you, he was coming right for us, so we turned and ran back up to the river. As he stumbled down the side of the embankment, a giant woman stepped out behind the tree. She was at least 7 feet tall. Turning downriver, they ran and ran until they finally came out of the ravine safely. It was hell of a night, Robert continued. I didn't sleep at all, but in the morning we figured out it was safe to go back and get our traps. We couldn't believe our eyes when we arrived at the river. There were these huge footprints in the ground near the place where we had been laying the traps. Giant footprints, at least 20 inches long. We will never go back fishing at that river near Whitmore Village at night. Never. Do screams, giant footprints, and sightings of a larger-than-human figure at Helemano and Wahiawa Mountains really exist? Is a man-eater walking the earth where over 300 years ago he had been slain for practicing the vilest of customs? Did he leave a curse on that land? A teacher from a school in the Makakilo area shared with me in 1993 an interesting urban legend from the town of Wahiawa, where she grew up. She had heard many times of the strange stories told by people who try to drive the road from Wahiawa to Wailua, the 2-lane winding road through pineapple fields. As they drive the lonely stretch of road, they sometimes see a giant man lying on the road. This giant is named Akanaka, she told me. The older folks of Wahiawa, she said, had many times seen this giant. When she used the name Akanaka, it was the first time that someone in this contemporary Hawaii had made a reference to the ancient man who had left us this unpleasant mark upon the area. Ancient legends abound the Hawaiian soil, legends that have a peculiar way of faltering through time and affecting the modern mind. Can these old collective myths of an ancient civilization be so powerful as to leave huge imprints on the earth? To shatter the still midnight air with screams from a spirit realm, or to manifest huge forms that haunt their former abodes? The question must be left to those with greater wisdom than I, as I roll up my windows tight, lock my doors, and speed across the plains of Wahiawa through the land of Akanaka, as if such precautions could help. We saw some somebody's hand press against the side of the tent. Their hand went towards the entrance of the tent, and they stopped, and they backed up about 5 feet away from the entrance. We all pointed our flashlights towards the person, who we could see now was a grown man laughing.